Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we are going to make a crock pot apple cider. Here I have my 8 apples. I felt the need to count them for some reason. I have an orange. I have some allspice here. And I also have some cloves and cinnamon. That's what you're going to need. And you're going to need a big crock pot, a knife, a cutting board, and some brown sugar. So what you're going to do is you're going to wash all your apples and then you are going to cut them. I have this apple slicer. You don't need to use that. You can just use a knife. These are apples from our apple tree out front, and some of them were a little nasty. So I just took what the good parts were and separated it, and I'm going to give this not so good stuff to the animals. So as you see, I have quite the bag piling up, and then we're going to take our orange and we're going to leave the peel on. So I'm just going to slice this orange up. Voila. And then I have a big crock pot here. I'm going to put all my apples in the crock pot. Then you're going to grab your orange. You're going to pop that in. And then you're going to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 cups of water. 4 cinnamon sticks whole. Give it a little stir to mix everything all in. Then we're going to put a teaspoon of allspice and 2 teaspoons of whole cloves. And look at it, it looks so beautiful already. You're going to put your crock pot on high. And we're going to cook this for 3 hours, and we'll come back and check it. And it's gonna smell amazing. Let's go outside to give the animals their treats. So I have my bag of treats. Here are the pigs and the chickens, and the goats are following me. Everybody's all crazy. When I have a plastic baggie filled with treats for them, they come running. Okay, so it's 3 hours later. We're checking. To be honest with you, I didn't really smell a whole lot at this point as far as like the cinnamon and cloves and everything, but we're going to mash it all up. Give it a good mash. Okay, and now I have some brown sugar. This is homemade brown sugar. I can show you in a video if you want to know how to make it. It's super easy. So I'm going to take a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and I'm just going to pack it into my measuring cup. Okay, we're going to dump our brown sugar into the crock pot like so. That was anticlimactic, I know. And then we're going to give it a good stir. Everything's all mixed in. Okay, at this point, we're going to put the lid back on, and we are going to continue cooking this for another 3 hours on high. Okay, 3 hours has passed. We are ready. It smells really, really good at this point. So what you're going to do is you're going to separate all of the solids from the liquids. So I have a sieve here, and I am just spooning with a ladle all of the stuff into a sieve, and I'm letting it drain into a large bowl. And you can use any bowl that you want. This is just a very large salad bowl. And then you're going to dump all of your excess mashy stuff from the apple cider into this little bowl, because you don't need that anymore. We're just going to compost it. I'm not going to give it to the animals because it has spices in it, so we're going to skip that part. But yeah, so you're just going to continue doing that until you get as much liquid as you can, because we want to get all that cidery goodness out. As you can see on the left, I have some glass bottles, and I had bought these off of Facebook Marketplace I think a couple of years ago for something else that I was going to make. but I never ended up making it. So I just happened to have these secondhand glass bottles, which I think were for wine, kicking around, and I thought they'd be perfect for the cider. So I did put them through the dishwasher. I did wash them, and they're all nice and clean. You definitely don't need these bottles. You could probably just get away with using a mason jar if you wanted to, as long as everything's clean and it's going to keep okay in your fridge. But this is what the cider looks like now that it's separated. Doesn't it look like I'm doing it in slow motion? I'm actually not. So right now I'm getting a cookie sheet just so that in case there's any spills, I'm not going to get anything on the counter and it's not going to spill everywhere. So get yourself a funnel. Whatever you do, make sure that you have a funnel. There we go. And I'm just going to fill up my measuring cup and we're going to dump it in. So I'm just going to finish bottling these up and I'm just going to put them in my fridge for a few days. I figure, 3 days, it'll let it sit for a little bit and the flavors will develop a little bit more. Hey guys, it is 3 nights later after I made the cider. I ended up getting 3 of these large bottles. So we're going to give our cider a taste test. And I can tell you right now, it smells really good. It smells like really cinnamony. So let's give it a go. I'm just going to try a little bit for now. We'll try it for a minute and a half. And I'll see you when the microwave's done. Okay, microwave is done. We are hot. Let's give it a taste test. I'm not gonna put it right up to my mouth just because, like the mug, because I don't want to burn my lips. Okay. It's not bad. I think maybe a little watery tasting still. It doesn't have the same kind of richness that maybe a store-bought cider would have. And also there's a bit of bitterness, like a slight touch of bitterness. And I think that maybe because of the whole orange that I put in. All of the recipes say to put a full orange in and leave the peel on. But I feel like leaving the peel on with the white part of the peel gave it that bitterness. Overall, it's not bad. Like it's not so bitter that it's disgusting or anything. It's very slight. But I'm going to try adding a little bit of brown sugar. But I'm just going to try a touch more brown sugar and see if that's maybe what is lacking, because I think the recipe called for half a cup of brown sugar. So let's try this. Oh yeah, that's way better. Still a little bit bitter. Let's try a little bit more. Maybe that's too much. That might be too much because it's not a lot of cider I have here. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so takeaway from this is next time I would add more sugar, and I would also zest the orange, peel it and put the fruit in so that it's not bitter. But I would give this a 7 or 7.5 out of 10, 10 being the best. And I would probably give a store-bought cider an 8.5, 9. Like a store-bought, like President's Choice or something like that. I'd give that an 8.5 or 9. But this one is comparable. Not bad for homemade. It just needs a little bit of tweaking. And I think it could be really good. But yeah, this is our homemade apple cider, and it's pretty good. So give it a try and let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of this recipe and if you would make it again. Thanks and have a good night.